Looking for a new VHF radio for offshore fishing, but not sure which is best for you? In this video, I picked the 3 best marine radios for offshore fishing. One if you're looking for an affordable but decent radio, another one if you're looking for a premium unit, and finally our top pick for the average user. You can check availability and the current prices in the description. Let's start first with our pick for the best budget VHF radio, the Uniden UM385. If a low-cost, no-frills, fixed-mount radio floats your boat, take a look at the Uniden UM385. This radio replaces a very similar model from the company, the Uniden UM380. Not much has changed between the two models, except that the UM385 gets a more contemporary look and has more compact dimensions. To be precise, the height and depth have reduced, while the width has increased. So the new model is more compact, if only ever so slightly. None of that is of much importance to this radio. All said and done, the biggest strength of this model is its low cost and the fact that it comes from a decent brand. The domain of low-cost fixed-mount marine radios is pretty much in the hands of Uniden. The only viable competition to the value proposition for the UM385 would be the Uniden UM435. Although the low price is an important asset for this marine radio, the UM385 is a fairly decent radio. It is capable of handling all major aspects of functionality and usage. For low transmit power, it starts at 1 watt, though if you need more juice, the power will go to 25 watt. Just be sure you've got the right antenna. You'll also need an external input or GPS receiver. NMEA 0183 compatibility makes it possible to connect or interface other devices with the radio. Other notable features include NOAA weather scanning and alerts. A flashlight and emergency strobe light are built into the radio to deal with emergencies. One troubling aspect is the waterproofing, or lack thereof. With a rating of IPX4, the device can handle a little splash of water or maybe a drizzle. Depending on where they're installed, fixed-mount marine radios may not be at a big risk of getting drenched. Yet there's always the risk of humidity, accidents, and several other factors when the boat is offshore. Better waterproofing is definitely desirable. Overall, the low cost affects available features since the radio will need an external GPS receiver. There's no AIS, and the waterproofing leaves something to be desired. Nevertheless, it is a decent radio for its low price, and that's why it deserves the award as the best budget marine VHF radio today. Before we continue to the best premium VHF radio for offshore fishing, it would really help us continue making more videos if you support us by just hitting the like button and subscribe, or even with a comment so that we know if you like it or if there's something we can do to improve next time. I promise it costs nothing, just a few seconds. Next, we have the best premium marine radio, which is the ICOM IC-M605. The ICOM IC-M605 VHF radio is a beast of a unit that's built for serious offshore fishing. If you're out chasing tuna or marlin miles from shore, you need a radio that's reliable, packed with features, and easy to use. The M605 is a premium option, but is it worth the hefty price tag? Let's break it down and see how it stacks up against other high-end VHF radios in its price range, like the ICOM IC-M506GE or Raymarine Ray 53. First off, the M605's 4.3-inch color display is a game changer. It's bright, clear, and has a near 180-degree viewing angle, so you can see it from almost anywhere in the cockpit. Whether it's blazing sun or pitch black night, the night mode keeps everything readable without ruining your night vision. No squinting or fumbling here. This screen is top-notch. Compare that to the ICOM IC-M506GE, which has a solid dot matrix display but lacks the vibrant color and size of the M605. The Raymarine Ray 53? It's got a smaller, less flashy screen, which can feel like a step down for the price. What really sets the M605 apart is its flexibility. You can hook up to 3 remote stations. Think command mics or a full display unit, so you've got control from the helm, flybridge, or even the cabin. That's huge for big boats where you're not always at the main radio. The intuitive controls, like the Big 10 keypad and soft touch buttons, make it dead simple to punch in channels or MMSI numbers, even when the boat's bouncing through chop. The M506GE offers similar remote mic options, but maxes out at 2 stations, and the Ray 53 doesn't match this level of expandability. Now, the integrated AIS receiver is a massive win for offshore safety. You can track nearby vessels right on the M605's display, see their bearing, and even make direct DSC calls to avoid collisions. It'll sound an alarm if someone's getting too close, which is clutch when you're focused on fishing. Pair it with your chart plotter via NMEA 2000 or 0183, and you've got AIS data on your main nav screen. The M506GE has AIS too, but its smaller display makes the data less accessible. The Ray 53 needs a compatible chart plotter to shine, which adds cost. The M605 isn't perfect though. It's pricey, probably the most expensive fixed mount VHF out there. If you're on a budget, the M506GE gives you a lot of the same tech for less cash. It's also not the smallest unit, so if your helm's tight on space, the compact Ray 53 might fit better. Still, the M605's build is rock solid with IPX8 waterproofing, a 30-watt hailer, and a foghorn, plus last call recording to save the last 2 minutes of incoming audio. That's handy if you miss a call in the chaos of a fish on the line. So why is the M605 the best premium VHF for offshore fishing? It's the total package, a killer display, unmatched flexibility, and AIS integration that keeps you safe. While it's spendy and a bit bulky, the features justify the cost for serious anglers who demand the best. Finally, for our top pick, we have the Standard Horizon GX6000. Standard Horizon GX6000 is a well-made and feature-rich marine VHF radio that comes in at a decent price point. Since it sits right on value and features, it's our top choice for this category. It is presented as a commercial model and is designed to be robust and long-lasting. It has something of a bigger footprint in width and height than similar radios, including other Standard Horizon marine radios, but doesn't go very deep. It comes with a bracket mount that makes it easy to install, though if you prefer a flush mount, the kit has to be purchased separately. The radio features a large display that measures 5-inch diagonally and shows a fair amount of information, including the channel, GPS location, and more. The speaker is placed on one side of the radio, while the other side and the bottom get controls and buttons. Its speaker is fairly good and loud, though if you prefer, there is room to add an external speaker. Additionally, there's a 25-watt output that can connect to a PA system or loud hailer. The maximum RF output here is 25 watt, which is sufficient to get a good range and clarity. The transmitter and receiver are great at their job and make sure the audio is crystal clear and without any troubling noise or interference. Interestingly, it has an integrated AIS receiver, offers DSC calling, has several other GPS-related features, but it lacks a built-in GPS. In a sense, it would be more fitting to say that the radio is GPS capable. So to use GPS or GPS-dependent features, you'll either have to use a separate GPS antenna or use the NMEA 2000 port and connect it to another GPS-capable device. A chart plotter could be a good choice here because the larger display works much better for using AIS or even for DSC. If you choose to go the route of the GPS antenna, remember that the radio also needs a dedicated AIS antenna, so you'd have 2 extra antennas. While all this appears to be a hassle, it works rather well for the commercial intent that forms the heart of this marine radio. Apparently, Standard Horizon was, or is, preparing for integrated systems or instruments like transponders or fish finders, but these have not been launched. The desire is understandable, as the marine device ecosystem works quite well for companies like Garmin and Raymarine. Those who want a simpler setup but similar features can consider the Standard Horizon GX2400 marine VHF radio. It's a bit smaller than the GX6000, but offers features like built-in GPS and doesn't require separate antennas. However, the marine band receiver and transmitter on the GX6000 are more refined and robust. Other notable features include the support for wireless microphones, though this requires a separate kit, voice scramblers for added privacy, and a built-in recorder that captures the last 2 minutes of received transmissions so you don't miss anything. Overall, Standard Horizon GX6000 is a powerful and feature-rich marine radio that's suitable for most users, but will likely work best with more serious operations that have multiple devices that can integrate with the VHF radio. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped you figure out which is the best VHF radio for offshore fishing for you. Remember, you can check prices in the description below. And if you're interested in more radio reviews and suggestions, be sure to check out more of our videos. Have an awesome day.